When you read Esther, very famously, Esther does not have an overt reference to God, or especially, obviously, to the Messiah. But you don't find the word Jehovah or Yahweh or anything like that found in the book of Esther. Now, there are acrostics that people have tried to point to, and they have some great validity to them. But just as an overt mention of God, you don't find God in Esther, but you find God everywhere in Esther. God's providence is seen in Esther. The way God works behind the scenes to accomplish his ultimate will is the whole point of the book of Esther. So I think it's very fitting that his name is not mentioned, because the whole book is about how God is there without being in the foreground. He's there in the background. Nevertheless, you can find Jesus in a roundabout way in the book of Esther, and that is in the whole story that is being told. Mordecai represents the Jewish people and how he suffered and nearly exterminated at the hands of the wicked Haman. And Esther rises up from obscurity to become a great ruler to save not only Mordecai but all the Jewish people from extermination. The whole point of the book of Esther is to show how God, through his providence, has worked out this plan so that the right person at the right time can come onto the scene to do his will. If that's not the story of Jesus, nothing is. The whole point of Jesus is throughout history, God has been preparing for this moment, that at the right time, isn't that what Paul says in Galatians? When the time was come, God sent forth his Son, born of a woman, born under the law, that he might redeem them that are under the law. God worked out his plan behind the scenes, sometimes in the foreground, sometimes the background, to bring up the Christ at the exact right moment. When you read Esther, you're reading that in miniature, this little sliver of danger, and he brought up Esther to save the day. Esther represents a figure of God's providential saving power, culminating in the death of Christ on the cross.